Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Al Express here with England Sports Center, and this is your rundown for the fishing report for this past few days here on the Chesapeake Bay. And we're gonna start off with the rockfish as always. We had some crazy weather, cold temperatures, water's down into the 60s now, blowout tides, northwest winds, so wasn't so much, like great fishing out there, but we did get some fishing reports coming mainly from the Southern Bay area, anywhere from Cove Point, Solomons, Chesapeake Beach, Thomas Point. All of those areas were holding a lot of breaking fish around the main channels, from Chesapeake Beach all the way down to Cove Point around the gas stocks. A lot of guys have been finding a mixture of little smaller size fish from 15 to 20-inch fish, but there's some guys actually fishing in shallow structure on the eastern shore side around the islands, catching some fish up to 30-35 inches that we got some reports of. Most of those guys are using topwater lures or small like stick baits, Rapala, X-Raps, some of the ESP minnows. Any kind of like shallow diving crankbaits are going to work around any kind of structure. I know most of those guys out there are fishing around grass edges and also like stump fields and rocks, all that kind of structure that you can find out there on that side. Mainly everybody fishing the channel edges are finding the fish to be moving out on the outgoing tides. Mainly right now this time of the year is going to be an evening bite. So as those water temperatures race up, that's when you're going to have your better bite than the morning. I'm not saying that's going to be the case 100% of the time, but that's mainly what you're going to be seeing this time of the year. So sting silvers, half ounce to 3/4 ounce jigs with 6-inch BKD or bussin baits. They're going to work. Anything like that. Most people want to catch a little bit bigger fish on those schools of fish breaking out there. It's a good idea to put like a little bit heavier jig with a little bit bigger size plastic, like a 1-ounce jig head and a 7-inch plastic. Kind of get down underneath them and see if there's any fish. If there's any bigger fish, if there's not, then move on. Find your hot spots again. Thomas Point, Poplar Island. That's going to be two of the hottest spots up this way. Anywhere from the Bay Bridge north has been kind of hit or miss, but there's still some schools of breaking fish. I just haven't heard of anything great going up this way. So most of the people are running south, starting at Thomas Point, the hill. All those areas are going to be the main areas that you want to go ahead and, like I said, check the tides, make sure you have some sort of tide movement. Tides have been a little funky, but besides that, everybody trolling. Your typical 4-bar umbrella here. 6-inch chartreuse was a color that we heard most people were getting some of the stuff on, but it can be different in places. But that little 15-inch umbrella with the 6-inch shad, sink it down to whatever you're seeing the bait bowls, 15-20 foot of water depending on that. But we keep hearing from charter boat captains, most of the fish are holding in the deeper water now. When those schools of fish are breaking, you're pretty much fishing the channel edges. So anywhere from 40 foot of water, 50 foot of water, 30 foot of water on those edges, you're going to be able to find fish. Just make sure you put enough weight to get them down to where you need them to be. So same speed right now, 2.5, 3.5 miles an hour out there. Outgoing tides, I would just zigzag the mouth of the rivers. For example, the South River around Eastern Bay, down south by Solomons and the Patuxent. Those are going to be your best areas. And as we get to this colder temperatures and the temperatures keep dropping, most of those fish are going to keep moving south. So for right now, the predictions are that most of those fish are going to be pretty much going to be flowing out this part of the upper bay area, going down to stage on that southern area until it really gets cold. So future spots are going to be anywhere around Hooper's Island, around 72A, 72 and Point Lookout. That's where those fish are usually going to stage up for November. And right now what we want to keep an eye on is the migration pattern of those fish moving south from New England. See if we're going to get any of those bigger fish. If we get a colder drop on the temperature, then we might get some of those bigger fish coming here around Thanksgiving, hopefully. And your trolling bite's going to be the perfect thing, or using bigger baits for that time of the year. So that's it for your rock fishing. Bait fishing is also still doing pretty good. If you're fishing up here from Particular Point, Love Point, and all those areas, you're going to be finding a lot of catfish still. That seems to be the theme for this year. A lot of catfish and some rockfish, but like I said, anywhere south is going to be your best bet, so start heading that way. Now, some other options, you know, just because it's blowing really hard out there, the wind's horrible, doesn't mean you can't go out fishing right now. There's a lot of different options, especially if you live on one of the creeks around here in the Magothy, the Severn, all those areas. What that means is you have yellow perch fishing starting up right now. Yellow perch fishing starting up right now, and you're going to be having pickerel fishing picking up right now. So a couple of lures that I'm going to show you guys here for this upcoming month of November. Pretty much even now, once the yellow perch start kind of getting more active. This is the hot skirts here. I've mentioned them before. They're my favorite jigs. Put them on a bobber, slip bobber, little minnow, any kind of soft plastic. Jig them around shallow water, anywhere from 5 to 1 foot of water up in the creeks, and that's going to be one of your good baits. The little Tony spoons right here. Those guys, you can actually cast them out with a minnow, reel them in. They're going to work great. And your silver minnow spoons, cast them out there, reel them in. Anywhere from pickerel, perch, you know, any kind of stuff. Usually, you know, the upper Magothy is going to be great fishing with largemouth bass, pickerel, and also, you know, yellow perch. So you got all those things going on right now. But besides that, you know, that's what we got going on right now for your fishing around the area. And, you know, just remember, check out our website. We have a great sales event going on November 3rd. That's a Saturday. That's a blowout sale. We have great sales on guns, fishing gear, a warehouse sales event thing where you're going to get stuff up to 80% off. So make sure you sign up to our emails, and you know you're going to be able to get on that. And also, there's a thing, for every $20 you spend, you get a raffle ticket to win a $1,500 shopping spree. So you know you might be the lucky one. It's not like the lottery where you have 1 in a million chances, but you know you might be the one to get that. And you know what's better for Christmas than a $1,500 shopping spree. So make sure you come in and check this out. Thank you guys. You guys have a good one.